Well, good afternoon and welcome to another camping video. It's going to be a chilly one. It's just gone lunchtime and we're about sort of 3 degrees at the moment. Tonight it's forecast to around -4, -5, that sort of temperatures. It's even going to be like -2, 3 in the town, so obviously out here it's much colder. God, bloody knackered. That was hard going coming up the slope. It was very muddy. And I'm sure you have noticed, I've even got the Russian hat on today. I thought I'd dig this one out as it's going to be so cold. Half the key is keeping your head warm. If your head's warm, it certainly helps the rest of you feel a little bit warmer. So, let's get the camp and get set up. Now, what have I chosen for this ridiculous cold weather? A real cheap tent. Miltech Recon 1. It's a summer tent, really. 3 season at best. Lots of gaps around the bottom, that sort of thing. Oh, hello dingo, come say hello. So there's going to be air underneath, but in this case that is not a bad thing, because this condensation, epic. Never mind, it's just a shelter. Warmth wise, it's got a ground sheet under it, a footprint, and in here I've got my poncho liner, which I'm going to double over, stick in the floor. You know the old saying, one blanket under you is worth 2 over you. Then my Nemo insulated sleep mat, although this is 3 season really, it's only 4 on the R rating, 4.2, something like that. This, with the poncho liner underneath, I should be absolutely fine. And of course I've got a reasonably warm sleeping bag as well. The combination of them plus a small space to warm up, as opposed to a big tent with lots of dead air in it, I should be warm enough. Right, well that's it, bed's all done. Always like to get that done and out of the way. And if the weather should change or for whatever reason, I've got somewhere to just get in and get warm. So, sleep bag should be fine for these temperatures. Done that before, not a problem. And the sleep mat with the poncho liner underneath, insulation wise, should be okay as well. So I'll close this up because I won't be in there till later. It's hardly a living space. It's only just a sleeping space, especially for someone my size. I do fill it up. Okay, Mark's here with me.
Hello.
He's got the kettle on by the fire.
Yeah.
And of course, the dingo dog's with us, rampaging about as per normal. And Mark's trying out a new, well, I say new, an old, new to him tent.
Yeah.
An old vintage one from, we think, sort of 80s maybe.
Yeah.
It's a Black's tent. First time out, never used it, don't know if it's waterproof, nothing at all. Didn't even know if it was all there, he just turned up and put it up. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
It's a funny bloody shape, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've not set it up correctly. I think I've done something wrong somewhere.
yeah, well, there's something funny going on with these mid tie points, isn't there?
Yeah.
They sort of pull the top down, but looking at the way like the fabric is stitched and so on, it looks like the ridge line's the right shape. So yeah, I don't know quite what's going on there, but hey, it's just something to sleep in, isn't it?
It's only for one night.
That's all that matters. Right, here's just a thought for you. Got my Russian hat on. This is Soviet era, like USSR as opposed to Russia as it is now. It is the real McCoy. It was an unissued one. They probably had loads from when the change of power and setup over there. And I bought this and it still had the red star with the hammer and sickle on it, which I've removed. Now, I didn't really have any issue with that being on there, but of course YouTube being YouTube, I was bound to get some grief, so I took it off. And while I'm thinking on that, have you noticed that these people that give you grief over that sort of thing, they're the same people that order stuff from Temu, Amazon and so on, a lot of which is coming from China. So they're supporting China, supposedly, with their terrible human rights record, etc. But as soon as you wear something from somewhere like Russia, you start to get grief in the comments. So I've just put that out there. This is USSR, pre-Russia, and yes, I've removed the star purely because I just don't want to grief. Well, we did have a bit of snow the other day. We never get much down here. But as much as it sort of disappeared overnight, this is 5-6 days later. Just shows you how cold it is down in the valley here behind the camp. There's still snow on top of the trees there, as I'm sure you can see. It's cold here. I mean, I'm only 100 feet from the camp, just down near the stream here, and you can feel the difference in temperature. And of course down in the bottom here there's not the sun to melt it, so it's still hanging about. It's chilly. Ooh. Right, now we're all done with our wood prep and so on. It was beer time, and quite sadly, just before I pressed the button, Mark nearly fell out of his chair. Yeah. He come unhooked on the corner, but I missed that bit. Damn. Never mind. It wasn't a disaster of Andy proportions, was it?
No.
He's really good at falling out of his chair. Andy, Kent Survival. He's quite famous for it. Not if you ever see it on his video, of course.
No, I've seen it on mine a couple of times.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, all the wood's done. We're set up for the evening.
Yeah.
Got an hour or so of daylight left, so just having a beer now. And then, of course, as soon as it starts to get cold, we'll be switching over to coffee. Get something a bit warmer.
Coffee and hot food.
But it doesn't feel like a camp without having a beer. Even if it's only the one, you know, it's like part of the ritual, isn't it, almost?
I've only brought the one with me because I knew it was going to be cold. I knew I wouldn't want to drink more than one.
No. I'm looking forward to my dinner, actually.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Got good old stag chilli. Stag chilli and rice for later. Should warm me up, keep you warm.
I think I've got beef stew.
Yeah, beef stew.
Beef
That's perfect.
Stew with rice.
That's what you want. Real good, hearty, sort of say, nice and thick and filling in it for this sort of weather. Keep a bit of heat in you. And ideally, eat as late as possible, because then it's keeping you warm when you go to bed. But that never happens. We always tend to eat early, don't we? We're sitting here, it's like, oh, I'm hungry. But so we'll see how that goes.
I haven't eaten yet today.
No.
So.
I'll spin it out as long as possible, but I can see us eating by about 6 o'clock quite easily.
Easily.
It's getting chilly though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is away from
Oh. Flaps down. Keeps me ears warm.
Got one at the front you can put over your eyes.
No, this one's fixed up permanently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because it's the badge holder. I just noticed sitting by the fire, I've hung my bag up, how well that blends in these low light conditions. You can't beat a bit of German camo, can you? For those that can't spot it, it's there, hanging on that tree. Blends in a treat when it's this sort of half light in the woodland. it was time to get dinner on. It's getting a bit chilly, want something warm. It's only about 5ish, maybe just gone 5 o'clock. Earlier than anticipated, but no. Hunger comes first. I don't know whether the camera picks it up. Sparkly on the ground. It's sub-zero. Over the old tent here. So it's a job to see with my headlight and everything else on. It's but there's frost forming on the tent, and it's only 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's gonna be a cold one. Right, dinner's done. Just a tin of stag chilli, and some of that microwavable rice, which of course reheats perfectly well in a pot. Like to keep it simple when it's cold like this. Want something warm, something filling, something I don't have to faff about with. So I'll get this down my neck and get back to you in a bit. Oh, that's good. Moon's up, clear sky, stars out. It's gonna drop cold. I think Dingo was feeling a bit chilly, so she's gone for cuddles with Daddy to get herself up off the floor. Bless her.
She's all snuggly.
Yeah, she was laying by the fire just now, but she couldn't find a flat spot and kept sliding towards it. So she got up on his lap instead.
Yeah.
Well, it's about 9 o'clock. It's getting really cold. Last time I checked the phone, it was about -2 or -3. But the phone's actually playing up because it's out in the cold on the tripod. So hopefully all this is filmed okay. So, bedtime, time to get warm in the sleeping bag. I should be alright. Hopefully. I'll see you in the morning. Night night. Morning. It's about 7:30. I slept really well and I was warm, but bloody hell it's wet in here. Condensation's shocking. It really is. I'm gonna have to get up in a minute and make myself a coffee. After all, I've been in here nearly 11 hours. Slept most of it though, so that's the result. Yeah,
Still going.
make the most of it. Make the most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to packing up because the bloody hand's going to get frozen. Well, we had a decent night. It was cold, but I mean, in the evening, as long as you was like almost on top of the fire, it was okay. But as soon as you moved away for a pee or something, bloody hell, you really noticed it. Stayed nice and warm overnight. That wasn't the problem. You was nice and warm too, weren't you? So that's
toasty.
Yeah, so that was no issue. I've just got to like pack everything up. So I'm going to do this bit of filming and then just do the pack up because my hands are going to be frozen handling that tent. The outer is, well, it's really wet on the inside for condensation and frosted on the outside. So my dry bag that I had my bits and pieces in for bringing in, I'm going to stick the outer of the tent in that, just so it don't get everything else wet, basically. And be a little project on Tuesday. Stick that up into warehouse, dry it. I suppose yours as well. Put it up and dry it out. But yeah, cold but fun. We survived.
We didn't die.
We didn't die. No.
Didn't kill us.
Well, the only thing I've got to look forward to is defrosting my trucks. It's parked right down the bottom of that valley and it's going to be like an ice cube, isn't it? Never mind. Right, we'll see you on the next video. Cheers. Bloody hell, packing was a nightmare. What with, you know, cold, wet stuff. Fingers kept going numb. I had to have 2 or 3 breaks just to sort of reheat my hands, because it got to a point where my fingers just wouldn't operate, and the phone shut down a couple of times too with the cold. But the sun is up. That's the main thing. The sun's up. It's going to start walking out. It's going to start getting warmer. Good camp. Chilly, but good. I'll see you on the next one.